newsmakers about the issues that affect you. Call 732-505-1160. Now from WOBM News, Townsquare Tonight on News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160, 1310, and WOBMAM.com.
These are unsettling times in many parts of Ocean County. Fans of the New York Yankees in Berkeley Township who enjoy the games on TV can't get them there anymore. No point in switching to another cable service because there isn't one. Why is that? Natural gas pipeline through Western Ocean, Monmouth and Burlington, that's undergone well over a year of planning, permitting, reviews, generates friction among people who would live near it and also among people who wouldn't. There are business decisions that are involved here by companies with direct ties to us, and they require approvals by the same group, the New Jersey Board of Public Utilities. There is potentially a housing development that will go into Manchester and explode its population exponentially. Same sort of population explosion is undergoing in Lakewood. Are you sensing a pattern here of a change in the fabric of the way we live in Ocean County? Is it under attack? I'm interested in what you have to say about it, and I want you to welcome into the town square tonight with me someone who's got a lot on her mind with regard to these. It's got her boiling. Berkeley Township Councilwoman Judy Noonan says she's just about had it on a lot of these matters, and not only as an elected official, but as a president of the Holiday City Silver Ridge Park Coalition, which involves, I believe it's close to 10 different 9 homeowners groups. So who do you blame? Who do you trust? And what do you do about it? Questions for Judy Noonan, and your opinions too, as we welcome her into the town square tonight. You have a lot on your plate, so let's start small and work out.
Thank you very much. Well, some of my anger was at Comcast. A lot of people had come to me with a lot of issues on Comcast, the prices, the equipment going up. So a lot of us from the coalition and the communities, Bayville also, signed a petition. We did a class action suit. We found we needed to have something said, to be heard. A lot of people, the complaints, especially about the attitude and people not speaking English, but the rates go up. So we are now in federal court right now. I have over thousands of signatures, and it still seems it hasn't changed. We met with Comcast, the lawyers from Philadelphia, but what really disturbed me the most was we have no competition. And the rates keep going up, and a lot of you know our Social Security goes up, has not gone up, our pensions, even some salaries. It's not just a senior issue, it's all over. So when we had the attorney came up, we made an offer, what we thought was pretty good. Well, they went back to Philadelphia and the Comcast representative. But what I did find out is they said they had a non-exclusive contract with the town. Anybody can come in. Some people say, well, you can go to DirecTV, but most of us have Comcast. What I found very disturbing, and I was a little bit naive about, why couldn't Optima come in? So what I did was I got a phone number for one of the bigger people in Optima, and I called. To my disheart, what I've discovered, they have an agreement not to come in to Berkeley Township. I find that an antitrust law. I went in front of the freeholders about this, and I had their support. This disturbs me that we cannot have competition as an agreement. Everything goes up, the prices go up, your taxes go up, school taxes go up, as I know, even, so this part of Comcast, we are still back in federal court on this.
Okay, let's look at that issue a little bit, okay?
Sure.
You're saying no competition, but is that necessarily the case? As you just pointed out, you could hook up with a satellite network, and that's competition. They're not barred from coming into the community.
No, but they don't have, right now, they don't have a computer. But that's one thing is DirecTV. But to actually be told that they have an agreement not to come in, we'd like to see a little more competition. Comcast really has the monopoly on everything.
All right. So you have taken this is a class action suit?
Right, we're in federal court, and right now a motion to dismiss our class action complaint from being heard in court as a class action, and Comcast is arguing against this matter being tried before a jury. We're arguing the process upon the Comcast basing continuous actually violates the New Jersey Plain Language Act. And this matter should be heard as a class action decided by a non-arbitration. So we're going back into federal court. I just felt that we had to make a noise. It seems like they get away with everything. You're worried about a ball game. I'm worried about my equipment don't work. The triple play, that phone, I have people in wheelchairs. If that phone doesn't work, it didn't work during the Sandy storm. Verizon is a hard wired phone. Triple play goes out in the storm, you have no phone. You have to have the cell phone. Somebody did ask me about Verizon. We had Verizon come down in the senior community at one time. All the engineers came down. They would have to do a lot of cabling, but somehow they decided not to come back. I did call them again to follow up, and they said not at this time. The strike was going on. They would have to do a lot of cables. They don't want to have cables again. They want to go wireless. So we're really stuck with Comcast and DirecTV. But I would like to see Optimum come in. It's the fact that they were said that they were told they have an agreement not to come in. Yet they're in South Seaside Park, and they have part of it in Neptune also. So that's just my personal thing. A lot of people feel the same way. They're unhappy with the service, the prices. There's no choice. Comcast said, well, they have to get the programs. I just feel that it's a little unfair.
All right. So what do you hope to accomplish in a class action suit? Generally, the way they work is that everybody winds up getting a few dollars, and nothing else gets really resolved. So is that what you're after?
Well, no. Actually, when we met, it wasn't about the money. Most of the complaints, or a lot was about...
but the money usually is the ultimate pay. It's like, okay, we'll pay you a few bucks, go away.
Right, but because they wouldn't listen to the agreement, we had made an offer and with someone from Trenton to oversee when the people call in with the complaints and the rates. You'd get a monthly bill, and all of a sudden it's up $20, $50. And you call, it was the response on the other end of the phone, and people couldn't pick and choose. We wanted to negotiate a way where it would have one central phone and someone would oversee the rates. They couldn't change the rate just because you're a senior. Then they'd have to do it the whole state. Mm-hmm. So we wanted to find a way that would work for the people that were complaining. It was the equipment. It was the attitude. It was how the billing was done. One person was overbilled $300. So we were looking to fine-tune that. But the Philadelphia lawyer wasn't even interested, I can tell you right up front. He could have cared less. And I felt that what we were asking was reasonable. We did the class action suit. We thought that would get some kind of response. But it's an antitrust law if they don't allow, but then if they allow DirecTV to come in. So we wanted to look to have it handled better and have the customer service be better. That was part of the biggest complaints, was the answering of the complaints. And the equipment was refurbished. I can say myself, I had to take things back 4 times. The remote didn't work. The TVs froze. The pictures froze. I know a lot of people had those problems. So we were just looking to find a way to have it monitored with an oversee from the state. And they did not get back to us on that. They went right. They want to go into arbitration.
When you say oversight by the state, who would be in charge of that? Community affairs? Or?
No. There was a gentleman out of the Lieutenant Governor's office. It's consumer affairs. It was only a suggestion. It had not been put into any kind of formal, because my attorney had reached out to someone in the state, and we put out our suggestion, and there was no reply from Comcast. We were they opened up a new office. Sure, it's fine, but it still didn't stop the way when you have a bad bill or you get someone overseas. You know that you can complain, and someone else will come and help you. You can ask for an English-speaking person if you end up over in the Philippines. But I feel that money should be back in this country anyway. So we were just looking for a better customer service. Would we get any money back on this? I'm sure people would like that. But we were looking for a reasonable way in customer service because it wasn't working. People were getting pushed around, not called back. People didn't show up. The equipment was failing.
Have you heard of this going on anywhere else? Has anyone else challenged them and asked for better customer service?
Oh,
you're talking about a structural change in that place and the way they run their operation.
Well, they were rated very low in the stock market, but there was another complaint someplace else with the same thing. I find it all the way out by Delran. I had a mayor call me, and he said that's almost to Pennsylvania, that they had complaints about Comcast. Mm-hmm. Monmouth County wanted to get on it. Still to this day, people call me about Comcast complaining. What are we doing? What can we do? It's like, this is a big organization, and they feel that they have us, and that's it, and there's no other ballgame. Yes, there's DirecTV, but no computer with DirecTV. And Optima offered a computer.
We got a call, Mark?
Yeah, we got Terry from Holiday City.
Okay, thank you very much. Terry from Holiday City, welcome in. You're on Townsquare Tonight, and you're speaking with Judy Noonan.
Hi, Terry.
Hi, Judy. I'd just like to ask a question about this Comcast. I mean, my bill was at $175. The next month it was $189, and the next month it was $239. You call up, you'll get somebody on the phone, you'll speak for about an hour, and they'll go, oh, well, we'll lower that for you, and we'll be down to $185, and you add $185 for 3 months, and then all of a sudden you're back up to $239. You're not getting anything different, and you're just getting, every month you're getting a raise, and it's ridiculous.
Terry, did they give you a reason why that rate was going up like that? What was their explanation?
There is no explanation. It's you had a special. Now your special is over. Well, what was so special? What's so special about $175 to begin with? But so these are the things that go on, and it's not only me; it's everybody else. But if you call and you talk to enough people, they will lower your bill for a couple of months, and then it'll be back up again to $239 or whatever.
Can I ask you?
No extra.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Is there any reason why you would not go to DirecTV?
Oh, because it's terrible. Because it's terrible if it's windy, if it's rainy, if it's so that's DirecTV, and also I have a triple play, which the computer service is not that well either.
It has a phone service.
And the phone service is fine as long as Comcast is good. But if Comcast goes down, there's no computer, no phone. But I do have a cell phone. I have a Verizon cell phone that works. It doesn't matter what the weather is. It doesn't matter about anything. Everything could be down, but I still have Verizon cell phone service.
Terry, have you been aware of Judy's class action suit?
Oh, absolutely.
Are you involved in it?
I am involved in it, actually.
Uh-huh.
But I've signed a petition, and there's quite a few of us. I'm sure there's well over, probably more than 2,000 people who've signed that petition so far. But we just want something.
Right.
We at least want to be able to read our bill.
But would you like it if there was someone else came in, like Optima came in for the
absolutely. Absolutely. Verizon, Optima, anybody. Cablevision. And Cablevision wasn't the best, I think, but anybody so that there was competition, because once there's competition, then you get better service.
Just curious, Judy, what sort of rationale do you get for the arrangement? We're the only ones in town. What is the rationale for that?
They don't want competition.
Well, nobody likes competition.
No, that was the exact answer.
That was what they told you?
That's exactly what I was told.
Okay, but they have competition in so many towns. Why isn't this?
Well, I guess we're locked in. I don't know.
Why is it Berkeley and Neptune and a
right
couple
now,
of other places?
there's no cable down for Optima, and like I said, Verizon was going to come in. Their answer was, and my attorney said he would like to see that agreement from Optima. I would like to know myself. They just don't want the competition. Part of it's up in Neptune also. But I feel that, and they would have to lay cable if I got that right. There was an article that Optima would have to lay cable. I don't think, some of them don't think they'd make enough money down here. But here, if we're going to build more houses, we'd need more cable TVs.
Terry, you still with us?
Yes, I am.
Have you contacted any representatives of any of the other companies to express your displeasure with this company and ask them if they would send somebody in?
I have actually. I have not. I have spoken to people at Verizon, at the Verizon stores, and have asked about it and why don't they come here. And it seems as though they're around us, but they don't seem to want to come into the senior community for whatever reason. I don't know. And it amazes me because pretty much that's what seniors do. They have TV, their computer.
And it's good company. I don't know if you remember when we didn't have to pay for television.
I absolutely do remember that.
Big rabbit ears on top of the portable, and you were you were good to go.
But here's the deal: we're paying $239 for it's triple play. So say they're paying maybe $150 for the TV. And what do we get? We're still getting commercials. We're still paying.
Yeah, and that was the deal with cable, was that you're
and
not
that's a lot of
going
money.
to have to worry about the commercials anymore. You're just going to pay us, and we'll take care of it. But it didn't work out that way. Terry,
no, it didn't. So we're watching. So we're watching TV. We're watching mostly commercials, and we're paying to watch the commercials.
You're watching what you don't want to watch and paying for it when you used to be able to do that for nothing.
Exactly.
Thank you very much, Terry.
I really appreciate your call, and I hope you'll stay with us. And we're going to have to step out for a second.
Okay.
We're with
Sure.
Judy Noonan here in the Townsquare Tonight. She's Berkeley Township Councilwoman, and she's also the president of the Holiday City Silver Ridge Park Coalition. A lot on her mind, and we're just getting started. We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us.
Walters Homes, Ocean County's premier home builder, believes in building quality homes at fair and affordable prices. And just because they charge less doesn't mean that they're foregoing quality in materials or craftsmanship. Sit down and speak with them so they can show you what they include that other builders do not. Walters Homes has a long history of satisfied customers who purchased a superior custom home at a fair price. Walters Homes is an Energy Star certified homes market leader with over 30 years experience in building at the Jersey Shore. Visit waltershomes.com to learn more.
Do you have $10,000 or more in federal student loans? Well, then you may qualify to have your entire student loan forgiven with one free call. That's right. If you're a teacher, nurse, police officer, firefighter, or work for a nonprofit, then you may qualify to have your entire student loan forgiven. The Student Loan Council wants to give you free information on all the student loan programs that can help. And the sooner you call, the faster they can help. Get the maximum forgiveness, loan reduction, or consolidation available. Plus, find out in the first free call what you qualify for. Loan forgiveness specialists are standing by to answer all of your questions for free. So stop worrying about your federal student loan payments. If you have more than $10,000 in federal student loans, this information could change your life. Call 800-537-6114. 800-537-6114. Wipe out your federal student loan debt. Discover how. Call 800-537-6114. That's 800-537-6114.
Bridge.
Hi, this is Bob Richards, host of Managing Your Money, right here on WOBM-AM 1160 and 1310. For over 41 years, it has been my privilege and my passion to serve your financial planning and investment needs. Let's see what we can achieve together. Again, join me every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on Managing Your Money, or call me, Bob Richards, at 732-286-1000. That's 732-286-1000. It won't cost you anything for the first meeting, yet the information you get could be priceless.
Now back to Townsquare Tonight on WOBM AM 1160, 1310, and WOBMAM.com.
And we're back with Berkeley Township Councilwoman Judy Noonan, who has been lighting us up with a litany of issues. Judy, one of the things that we touched on at various times, you and I, over a period of time, has been the subject of, it's ageism. It's the attitudes that people have toward people who have reached a certain point in life, and they've accomplished what they're going to accomplish, and Now the perception becomes that they're a drag on the economy and they're not really necessary. I know you've run into it. I know you know people who have run into it, and I know it's prevalent in a lot of the communities. And how do you cope with that, and how do you answer it?
Well, it's funny. None of us ever want to get old. And I tell people, I hope you live as long as me. And some of the people say that, well, the senior community, we happen to be, well, first of all, there's 160,000 seniors in Ocean County. And there's some on one side of 37 and on the others in Toms River and Brick. And I hear a lot of comments and remarks. And I sat and I thought one day, I'm on a bus going on a trip. I'm saying to myself, this bus driver's getting paid by this group of 50 people sitting on this bus, and we're going up to Huntington Hills to a playhouse. We get to the playhouse. This playhouse is being paid because we're on this trip. And the bakery that's there, the waitresses that are there, the actors who are on the stage. And this is our money during the day that is spreading this money. Now, if we weren't there spreading this money, these people would not get paid because the young people would be working. So I get told a lot, a lot of comments about the seniors. But I think that they, and they go on a lot of trips. People come over to the community, the plumbers, the electricians. We have a lot of people that are old and they're not stupid. They're educated. And I find it sometimes difficult, that we're in their way, we're grouchy. I guess some of us are, But this is the last, I think, some of the generation of the older what kept this country great, and a lot of our vets. We have about 68,000 vets, And, yeah, some of the attitude towards the seniors sometimes is bad, sometimes maybe justified. I tell people, being old doesn't give you a right to be nasty. But you're all going to be there someday. And in the senior community, I get a lot of comments, and like it's bad to get old. I say to the young, I hope you live as long as me. But we're a lot of smart people out there, a lot of professionals, and a lot of them are trying, people who made fun now try to move into our communities. And I think that in the voting block, I will tell you, and any politician knows, in Ocean County, seniors vote. I will tell you, any politician wants to come in here, you better be doing something for us, or don't bother coming. There's a lot of issues. It seems like we're like the golden goose, though. We got all the raises and everything, and yet our money's not there. But again, I really feel that when you stop and think of how much money the seniors really spend on the doctors, in the restaurants, on the shows. I went to a show in over by Manasquan on a Sunday.
Over the Algonquin?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Great show. Mm-hmm. Great place. Packed house on a Sunday. $50 a ticket. Everyone was a senior. And those actors were being paid. They were phenomenal, by the way. Actors are great, King and I. But here's my point. We are spending the money. We are keeping the economy going. So I wish some people would think about that sometimes. Yes, I know some are cheap sometimes. I hear that also sometimes. But we put into Social Security, that is our money. Some people, seniors are still working. They're the volunteers. They're there for the troops, and they do a lot. So I wish some people who have the comments on the seniors would think twice about them.
They volunteer their time on the first aid squads. They're in the hospital thrift shops. They're taking, sometimes they're the greeter at Walmart.
Yeah.
They're still contributing, and it's interesting that you get that kind of reaction, but you don't get any sort of input into the accrued wisdom that all of these people have. And if they're going to be called cheap, let's be honest about it. How much money can you expect to be taking in every month of Social Security and whatever you've been able to squirrel away in your IRAs and your pension? A lot of people don't have big pensions, so they're watching every dime. So before you call somebody cheap, maybe think about what their resources might be. Maybe they're not hanging on to every penny because they don't want to spend it. Maybe they just don't have it.
Right, and a lot of people in the last couple of years have lost their pensions, and a lot of these in the stock markets and things like that. And yes, the volunteers, I know for a fact, the ambulances are all volunteers, at least in our community. Some have paid squads because we are getting a little older, but they're in the schools. They're really giving people. And like I said, they're very smart. We have a lot of professionals that are retiring, and the people look at us sometimes, and I really find it resentful.
You really can't see it until you get to the other side sometimes.
Right. And I keep saying, I hope you live that long, but they kept this country good, especially our vets, that live in the senior community. And we really respect the vets, and I'm very happy that they're there. But we know how this country's supposed to be, and I see what direction we're going in, and I think that's a lot of times people don't want to hear from us because we remember when.
Judy Noonan, Berkeley Township Councilwoman, is our guest in the Town Square tonight, and we have yet to cover some turf. We're going to go outside of Berkeley Township a little bit, across the border to Manchester in our next segment. There's a development that's under discussion and has been the subject of heated dialogue on the planning board, and consequently, not too far from where that would go is a plan for a massive pipeline project which goes all the way up through Burlington and Monmouth. Are these connected? Well, we'll have to find out. Let's talk to Judy about that in just a few minutes. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
This is Marianne Levy, News Talk Radio, WOBM AM 1160 and 1310, broadcast from the Preferred Home Healthcare Studio. From skilled pediatric services to adult care, Preferred does it all. Preferred Home Healthcare with feeling.
The Jersey Shore's news leader. Listen online at WOBMAM.com, on the Radio Pup app for smartphones and tablets, and on air at 1160 and 1310.
News Talk Radio, WOBM.
The air quality alert will be left to expire, but then will be kicking back in. 11 a.m. on Thursday. We are clear to partly cloudy. We'll fall back to around 60. Sunshine, a few clouds Thursday with a high mid to upper 80s, low 80s along the coast. Slight chance for shower or thunderstorm Thursday night, and then for our Friday, afternoon showers and thunderstorms possible, high mid to upper 80s, close to 80 near the shore. I'm Jeff Eno from the Weather Channel.
News Talk Radio, WOBM.
Looking for an affordable home in an active adult community? Find your way to Homestead Run in Toms River, like Bernard M., who said,
"We are grateful for the exceptional service we received in helping us find the perfect home for us here in Homestead Run. We found our new community to be full of friendly people."
Think the lifestyle you're looking for is out of reach? Call Homestead Run today at 732-370-2300 or visit them at homesteadrun.com.
Is there someone you know in need of home health care? Make sure the agency you select is licensed, bonded, and insured. Preferred Home Health Care only uses certified home health aides and licensed nurses, providing hourly and 24-hour live-in services, pediatric to adult care. Call 1-800-603-CARE or visit preferredcares.com. Preferred Home Health Care and Nursing Services. Home health care with feeling.
At Preferred Home Health Care, you're in preferred company.
Do you have $10,000 or more in federal student loans? Well, then you may qualify to have your entire student loan forgiven with one free call. That's right. If you're a teacher, nurse, police officer, firefighter, or work for a nonprofit, then you may qualify to have your entire student loan forgiven. The Student Loan Council wants to give you free information on all the student loan programs that can help. And the sooner you call, the faster they can help. Get the maximum forgiveness, loan reduction, or consolidation available. Plus, find out in the first free call what you qualify for. Loan forgiveness specialists are standing by to answer all of your questions for free. So stop worrying about your federal student loan payments. If you have more than $10,000 in federal student loans, this information could change your life. Call 800-537-6114. 800-537-6114. Wipe out your federal student loan debt. Discover how. Call 800-537-6114. That's 800-537-6114.
Results will vary. Do you owe the IRS more than $10,000 in personal or business taxes and you can't afford to pay? You have the right to fast IRS tax relief. Join satisfied clients like Victoria. She owed the IRS $32,000. They accepted $300. She saved $31,700. Leroy owed $21,000. The IRS accepted $500, and he saved $20,500. Get fast IRS tax relief and save too. Call 800-581-3990. Has the IRS threatened to shut down your business, freeze your bank accounts, take your home, your cars, or garnish your wages? You may qualify for special programs to stop this process. Get fast IRS tax relief. The industry experts with negotiating with the IRS with an A rating with the Better Business Bureau. Call today and the IRS will be contacted the same day, putting a stop to bank levies and wage garnishments. Call the Fast IRS Tax Relief Hotline at 800-581-3990. 800-581-3990. That's 800-581-3990.
Tune in every Sunday morning at 6:30 a.m. just before Bob Levy's Topic A for the lighter side of finance, hosted by David Crossan.
David is a financial advisor with a certified financial planner designation and senior vice president of investments with Wells Fargo Advisors. He'll lighten your day with practical financial guidance.
Be sure to join David Crossan Sunday at 6:30 a.m. for the lighter side of finance, right here on News Talk Radio, WOBM-AM 1160 and 1310. Wells Fargo Advisors, LLC is a registered broker-dealer and a separate non-bank affiliate of Wells Fargo and Company.
Be a part of the conversation. Call now, 732-505-1160. Townsquare Tonight. News Talk Radio, WOBM-AM 1160, 1310, and WOBMAM.com.
There's something to keep in mind, folks. If you miss any part of any of our programs here, streamed on the web or over the air, and you want to visit them again, what you do is just head to WOBMAM.com and enter the Townsquare TV portal. We're keeping them all there, and you can always look over the backlog. Berkeley Township Councilwoman Judy Noonan is with us on the Townsquare Tonight. And we have a call. Mark, who's on the line tonight?
I have Bobby from Silver Ridge.
Bobby from Silver Ridge. Well, by golly, let's bring him in. Bobby, thank you for calling. And you're in the Townsquare with Judy Noonan.
Thank you. Hi, Judy.
Hi, Bobby. How are you? How's dinner?
I'm good, thank you. How are you? My question is, and I think I speak for a lot of the residents in all of these senior communities, we were just wondering if we'll ever live to see the day when we can get the super Walmart that has been proposed for many, many years. We know the pine snake is no longer an issue. Do you have any update or any information on that topic?
Not lately. I know I had talked to a Pinelands lady a long time ago, and I think that's kind of fell to the wayside now that we have the issue of the houses going up by Helvany for the Manchester Town Center, which would be going up there, and a lot of businesses. I haven't heard too much about the Walmart anymore. But you're aware about all the houses in the town center that they want to build by the Heritage Mineral over there? Are you aware of that?
Yes, they're in Manchester, correct?
Right, and that's going to go right behind Holly City West, and we're talking about 6,543 homes. That's about 43,000 people.
Yes.
So I don't know, because it's coming in from Manchester, and I know there were issues with the Walmart and ShopRite. And according to my Pinelands information, that's not going to happen for a while. But now with these other things going on, I would wonder if that would interfere, because of putting businesses up there and all coming down from Manchester. I don't know. I would like to see a new Walmart myself.
Can I ask,
Sure.
Can I ask a follow-up question? The property at the corner of 37 and Bimini, that was also proposed a while ago for housing. Is that no longer an issue, or is that just hanging in limbo?
I think that's part of a big plan. I would not put it out of the picture. The planning board, and there's a thing to stop some of the building. As you know, Helvany owns that, Bimini and St. Catherine's, and he had some things. That's part of the Toms River. That's not Manchester. So we have to wait and see what happens, what he's trying to do now with the town center. Maybe that's taken a back seat for a while, I hope. But the Walmart would be in that mix also. So I would try to research that on for you, Bobby, maybe at our coalition meeting in June. But I would like to find out, too. Right now they're trying to put a stop on some of these buildings. I would like to see some apartments, but not 6,000. You know, how far is he going to go?
Right. Bobby, can I ask you a question, Bobby?
Sure.
She's also president of her association. I just wanted to put that in, Bobby.
Are you a lifer in Ocean County, or did you move here?
No, I moved.
Okay. Why did you move here?
Why did I move here?
Mm-hmm.
Well, my husband passed away, and where I was living prior to here was no longer viable for me. Right. So,
but part of the was
I had
part
heard
of the,
a lot about it.
You had heard a lot about it.
I had heard a lot about Tom's River and specifically Silver Ridge, and so here I am.
Mm-hmm.
But you like the community and the way it's set up, and the houses and the trees, and
I love the community that I live in. I'm in Silver Ridge, Westerly, and I think it's fabulous.
So
I love
visually and the lifestyle, it all agrees with you. So
correct.
I guess my question then is: are you concerned about the rate of development now? You've got
absolutely. There's no doubt about it. I think we all are, and as we should be. I mean, overdevelopment seems to be rampant in a lot of towns. I don't want to get into it, but I mean, let's take Lakewood, for instance. That's where I came from.
Right.
So they are at saturation point, I would think, at this point.
Well, not quite, because the zoning can always be changed.
Correct.
And the population they're not stopping. They're anticipating being probably one of the 5 largest cities in New Jersey by 2020.
I don't doubt that. I don't doubt it for a moment.
So my point here is we're looking at a way of life that is disappearing unless people speak up and get involved.
Oh, I agree. I mean, quality of life is what it's all about at our age.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, it's not like we have 40 years ahead of us. That's all behind us. So quality of life issues are extremely important.
Bobby, I thank you very much for your call.
Thank you, Bobby, for calling.
Thank you very much for taking it. I look forward to seeing you, Judy.
Thank you, Bobby,
Take
very
care.
much.
You're always informative. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You know, she raises a good point, Judy, and that is about basically, okay, I'm playing the back 9 here. I don't have that far to go. What do I care what happens after that? There's that side of it, too. There are people who are not going to get on board just because they're not going to be involved.
That's right.
But is that the smart way to go?
No, because I think we're looking out for the next one that wants to come in. Like I stated early in the program, as I'm doing my walks, I run into a gentleman that just moved in from Tom's River. He's got to be maybe 55, 56, and he's fixing up his house. And another person's coming in actually from Bayville. I think that they need to pay attention to what's coming in. They moved in for a certain lifestyle. And I think they do care about it. I don't want to be so anti-apartments, I have to say. As I said earlier, there is a need for apartments for young people. But I think, everything is about money. You still have to look at the open spaces and the way our area is going. Why people liked it here was because of the open spaces and the trees and the nature. Not everybody. And it's nice to have town centers. But I think people want to make money. We have another population. I'd like to go back to what I said about young people do need a place to live. It's not all about seniors. I don't want that to be the only mantra, because people who are working need to buy an apartment. They can't afford houses. But I think there's an overkill, and you still need to look at nature and its crowdingness and traffic and what would happen with the sewers and everything. So I think you have to get involved to know what's going on. You can't put the blanket over your head. It's like the rates in the pipeline and things like that.
And then you come into a whole different mindset, which enters into this equation now. Because Bobby, people who come here get a home, and it's a home, all right. And there's a certain, that word alone has a certain ring to it. There's a lot that's attached to the word home. It's not just a place to live. It's not just a place where you sleep and leave to go to work and pretty much just use. But that's what's entering into the equation now. When they build those units, they're going to be rentals.
Oh, yeah. Not all of them,
And
but a good percentage.
Right.
Townhouses, rentals,
and the implication behind
affordable
rentals,
housing, right.
The implication behind rentals is that you're not staying there. So there's going to be a turnover. And it becomes, just like it's happening all around us, there's going to become a time when it's just a place to stay, and you're not attached to it. And that detachment goes to your cell phone. It goes to it goes to changing insurance companies. It goes to changing your phone company.
Well, he actually...
Which happens all the time now. There's no customer loyalty anymore.
Well, it's funny because he, in this Manchester center, he thinks that Hovani thinks that the seniors will buy into some of these new places, which I personally don't think will happen. And the houses, like you said, are homes, the grasses, the grounds. People buy these houses.
If you're sold on a package where you don't have to do anything, we'll take care of everything, and all you have to do is pay us the rent. You're going to get people who are going to like that.
Oh, absolutely. I don't want to be so narrow-minded that I cannot see that. As I said earlier,
the trade-off is that you don't walk out of your house, look at your lawn, wave at your neighbor across the street. It's not that way. You're living in an apartment building.
Right.
And a lot of people moved here because they don't want to live in apartment buildings. They did already.
Right. Well, they like the way, this is the whole thing. And the way this particular town center would be behind Holly City West, they would look out their back window and they're going to be looking at apartments.
Yeah.
And that takes away from the whole, even the hunters, everything would be gone. But,
now that leads
can't stop progress, I guess.
That leads us to our next issue.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that is a two-part issue. You got the New Jersey natural gas pipeline, which has caused quite an uproar, and the concomitant 24% rate increase, which they're asking for, and which is under review by the Board of Public Utilities. By all stretches, no one's happy with the 24%.
No, I mean, even our mayor and our council, and even Senator Connors, this 24% is outrageous, and it's a pipeline that I feel, and so there's a lot of people that we are not going to use, and it serves no purpose for us. The NJNG would make a profit of $9.179 million, an increase in net income of 12.28% in their net profit. Now, this is a 30-inch pipeline, and right now it's sitting at Colonial Avenue. And somebody said it would serve the bases. Well, maybe that would be true, but what happens is then the pinelands no longer have any control over there, and all the species under there would be affected. But this pipeline is to service another couple thousand people. Where, I don't know. But right now our pipeline is very well made. It's good. I don't know why we have to pay for them to build a pipeline. And there's a lot of people that are very much against this. It's a 30-inch pipeline, but 24%. Now, maybe the BPU, and they're the ones that do this. We have the one up in Gateway Center in Newark you can write a letter to. Stephanie Brand is the director of the New Jersey Division of Rate Council. I really need to get to her. This is outrageous. You have JCP&L now wants to go up. It'll be about $5 more on your bill. I have to tell you, between Comcast rates, United Water went up, natural gas now wants more money, JCP&L wants more money. I don't know, and then your taxes are going to go up, county tax, school tax, town tax. But this pipeline, maybe it'll be good, but it's a 30-inch pipe. It comes with some real second thoughts, but 24% is crazy. I just don't know how they can even do it. You have to get in touch with the Board of Utilities. This is not the golden goose down here.
What is the address people use to write to the Board of Public Utilities? You said Gateway Center.
Yes. Richard S. Moroz, M-R-O-Z, Esquire, President, New Jersey Board of Public Utilities, 2 Gateway Center, Newark, New Jersey, 07102. And then Stephanie A. Brand, Esquire, Director, New Jersey Division of Rate Counsel, Post Office Box 46005, 11th floor, Newark, New Jersey, 07101. What I did find out interesting about her, she regulates telecommunications, cable TV service. I wish I had realized in residential and small business. You know, you need to have your voice heard. I don't expect everything to change, but sometimes you have to make a noise. You have to say we're here and we care and we're watching what's going on, where our money is going. Our politicians have to answer to us.
Berkeley Township Councilwoman Judy Noonan is in the Town Square tonight, and we have one more segment to go. We invite your calls and your opinions. We want to know what you think about all of these issues, and there are quite a number of them. And we're not even finished with this one yet. But we're going to step out for a second, so get to the phone. We'll be here when you get back, and we will step out right after this.
Listen to Inside the Law, Saturdays from 10 to 11 a.m. on WOBM-AM 1160 and 1310. Inside the Law, hosted by Robert Novi of Novi and Associates, your elder law attorneys. Mr. Novi and his guests will answer your questions about wills, estates, and various legal matters. Listen to Inside the Law, Saturday morning from 10 to 11 a.m. on WOBM-AM 1160 and 1310.
Do you have $10,000 or more in federal student loans? Well, then you may qualify to have your entire student loan forgiven with one free call. That's right. If you're a teacher, nurse, police officer, firefighter, or work for a nonprofit, then you may qualify to have your entire student loan forgiven. The Student Loan Council wants to give you free information on all the student loan programs that can help. And the sooner you call, the faster they can help. Get the maximum forgiveness, loan reduction, or consolidation available. Plus, find out in the first free call what you qualify for. Loan forgiveness specialists are standing by to answer all of your questions for free. So stop worrying about your federal student loan payments. If you have more than $10,000 in federal student loans, this information could change your life. Call 800-537-6114. 800-537-6114. Wipe out your federal student loan debt. Discover how. Call 800-537-6114. That's 800-537-6114.
Tune in and listen to Lou Scatigna, host of the Financial Physician radio program, heard every Friday at 10 a.m. following Preferred Company with Joel and Marianne. And now here's some great news. You can now listen to each week's show on the internet for a full week after the original broadcast. Just go to WOBMAM.com or thefinancialphysician.com and hear the Financial Physician anytime you want. And be sure to join Lou Scatigna each and every Friday at 10 a.m. for the Financial Physician, right here on News Talk Radio, WOBM-AM 1160 and 1310.
And if you're like me, you appreciate the feeling of a clean, smooth shave from a quality blade. The sort of shave that cuts clean without the burn. So why are you messing around with generic razors that cost $32 for an 8-pack when you can shave with Harry's high-quality German-engineered blades for half the price? And if saving money and a clean shave isn't incentive enough, Harry's will give you their starter set, complete with a razor, 3 of their world-famous blades, and shaving cream for just $15. And shipping is always free. We'll also give you $5 off your first order. Our way of saying thank you for trying us. How are we able to save you all this money and still give you the best shave you'll ever enjoy? By owning the factory that manufactures them. That's how. So go to harrys.com right now and enter code 6262 at checkout. That's harrys.com, code 6262.
Now back to Townsquare Tonight on WOBM-AM 1160, 1310, and WOBMAM.com.
Welcome back. Judy Noonan, Berkeley Township Councilwoman, is on the Town Square Tonight with us. We've gone over a ton of details, but let me ask you this, Judy. We've been railing against the rate hikes. Now everybody rails against the rate hikes.
Right, yes.
You've been railing against the pipeline. You've been railing against Comcast and you've been and the monopolization. But with regard to this pipeline issue, and let's set the rate hike aside for a second.
Mm-hmm.
You've got a potential development in Manchester. You've got exponential development going on in Lakewood.
Listen online at WOBM.
You've got a lot of different, you've got a lot of territory that is still yet to be developed nearby in Jackson. These are ratables. These are potential ratables that would do wonders for the tax base. Okay, there's a side to each of this, and there's a little good on each side. There's a little bad on each side. But is it realistic to expect that we can keep things the way they are? There's going to be change eventually. Is it realistic to say, okay, we got to keep everything exactly the way it is right now?
No, I know that that's what I said earlier. I was on the 35 corridor project and trying to bring things into Ocean County to keep the young people here. And I understand that. And someone said to me, well, you're not going to let the young into the senior community. Well, this was developed for a reason, for people to retire. I joke, I go, well, we get out of your way so the seniors can get out of everybody's way. I do believe the young, like I said earlier, they do need apartments. Is one of the things that is missing here. There's not a lot. There's apartments small here and there, but something to attract the young so they don't leave Ocean County. They go someplace else, but not to such an extreme. I think that we should find a happy balance and to put the cost on us that we're going to have to pay for, and we will never see it in our lifetime. I don't want it to sound like we're against progress. We're not. We know that business brings ratables. In Berkeley, we're trying to develop our town center, and that's to bring business back to our town. This is the nature of the beast. But in such a way, I mean, like the earlier caller with the governor, we got to pay to move. We got to pay to die. We got to pay the inheritance tax. Now we got to pay more money on the gas tax. We have no question with Comcast. It seems like it's a little too much. Maybe there should be a more happy medium in how to do this on the money. I don't know where people think the money's going to come from. People are leaving New Jersey. Even the seniors are leaving New Jersey because of the heritage tax. And now I'm sure that the gas is going to go up soon. But no, I think we do have to find a happy medium. Apartments need to be built. People don't all want to live in homes. People who are working like condos, townhouses. But 6,000 be considerate of what's around. We still don't want to lose nature too much either.
If you really want to see a difference of night and day, try and get photographs, and I'll tell you the exact spot to go to. It's up in North Jersey in Hudson County, along the Hudson River, running from Hoboken up through Edgewater.
I know it well.
I'm
from up there.
Okay, there was a lot of freight activity back in the day. It's
all built up.
There was a lot, but you could drive River Road from Hoboken all the way up to Edgewater and look at the skyline. You can't do that anymore.
No, I used to go out. We used to have.
If you want to see population density and an area that can't handle it, you can look at that. And that should tell you what you should be looking at down here.
That's right. I remember it well, by the George Washington Bridge all the way down. I worked at Lever Brothers a long time ago in Edgewater. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Mm-hmm. And I lived up in that area. And that's the whole thing. Overkill just to make the money. People are on top of each other. Look at the fire they had in those apartments. They were wiped out. There were fishing. There used to be barges down there. We used to fish off of there. Yes, we do need apartments, but what cost how many just to make money? I think things should be done in stages, but not ask people to pay for something that we're never going to see. And that's at 24%, JCP&L. I really, rates are just too high. Right now, it's not the time. When the economy changes, maybe with a new president, I don't know. But you also, the seniors, keep the money moving. But I thank you for the opportunity to talk about this.
good. It's kind of refreshing to have someone who's willing to speak their mind and not be afraid of the consequences. We don't get that all the time. We get a lot of couched phraseology and euphemisms and things that that kind of don't answer the question. But
well, I think that a lot of people feel the same way. Not just I have to speak for my council, my mayor. He has always supported. He was against the rate. It would not be fair for me not to mention Mayor Amato.
Yeah, Mayor Amato was
and my
against it.
council
He was one of the
against
first people to come out with it.
Against the rate, against JCP&L. He recognizes and he respects the senior community. So I just feel, but we're very organized because we are close, and that's the only reason you hear from me a lot. And we have the petitions, and we have the support of Senator Connors. I have to say he's the best.
Judy Noonan, you're welcome back anytime.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will be back a week from tonight. It'll be Ask the Congressman. You will have a chance to speak for an hour with Congressman Tom MacArthur about whatever is on your mind, especially if it involves your district, your 3rd district here, because he's watching over it. And don't forget, he's running for election. So we'll see what kind of...
He's a good man, too. Can I say that?
He's a good man.
He's a very good, honest, thoughtful,
we're very
good
fortunate.
man.
We're very fortunate on the shore to have a few really good congressmen.
Yeah, he's a rare breed for a politician.
Townsquare Tonight is a presentation of Townsquare Media, New Jersey Shore News Group. Our producer, as always, is Mark Anthony. Tom Tremblay and Bradley James provide the video and digital coordination, and our programming consultant is Steve Artolino. The director of Townsquare Media News Operations in New Jersey is Eric Scott. I'm Tom Mongelli. Thank you for listening. We'll see you in a week.
This has been Townsquare Tonight, a presentation of WOBM News. To find out more about tonight's show and stay up to date on everything happening in your hometown, log on to WOBM-AM.com. News Talk Radio, WOBM-AM 1160 and 1310. WOBM